Welcome, Middlers, to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I take you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration. I am a Reiki master teacher, a spiritual and business mentor, and of course, a psychic medium. And I am here to share my story and help you tap into your extraordinary abilities. Join me every Wednesday as we dive into the realms of intuition, energy healing, and all things mystical. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the magical waters, this podcast is your go-to source for inspiration, guidance, and a whole lot of lessons and laughter along the way. Let's get started. Hello, Middlers. Welcome to episode 201. This is the second episode of 2024. Welcome back if you are a regular listener, and welcome if you are new. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle, and I tell my whole story from episode 1. So if you are interested in how I first discovered I was a medium, how my intuition started opening up, you can follow my whole journey from the last few years from episode 1, and I hope it helps you in your journey and understand what's going on in your life. So today I was inspired to do a podcast episode about being too hard on yourself. I feel this is something that I talk about a lot in all of my mentor programs, even with my Reiki students, and someone just said it to me. So I thought with the beginning of January and everything going on with goals and New Year's resolutions and New Year, New You have to change everything about yourselves. I thought this would be a good conversation to have to release some of that pressure that we put on ourselves and just think about areas that we might be too hard on ourselves that is not serving us and not being helpful. So I have a few stories to tell about that today. But before we jump in, we are going to do the card pull. So if you are new to the podcast, I pull the cards live on Instagram every week. My Instagram is @mediuminthemiddle. I only have one Instagram spelled that way. No extra L's, no extra E's, no extra anything. Medium in the middle. Beware of scammers. Not only my scammers, but just scammers in the spiritual realm. No business will ever DM you. You'll never have to send a random email money. I'll never ask you to send me money in the DMs. No one will ever say you're chosen. Even if you win something, you usually have to contact the business. So just beware of scammers. I have a website. That's where all my bookings are done. I will never ask you for money anywhere else. But on Instagram, on my only account, Medium in the Middle, I did a silent card pull this week. Little ASMR. It was nice. And you all voted for the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck. And as I was shuffling, 2 cards fell out for the collective. So I am going to share those cards now. So the first card that came was Pillars of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression. A conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet. Linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart, in every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you there is no way of communicating. You are the oracle, you are the bridge, you are the pillar of light. Oh, pillar of light. The second card was Keepers of the Earth, and both of these cards flipped out at the same time. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You are supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It's time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you in your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. Okay, our 2 cards for this podcast, Pillars of Light and Keepers of the Earth. Interesting. So I started a joy jar for 2024. I think I saw it on TikTok or somewhere. And you just get a jar and you put Joy Jar 2024 on the front. And then whenever you have memories that you want to remember throughout the year, you add them to your joy jar. So I just actually added my first joy memory of the year. So one of my 2024 goals is to do more things in person, activate my local community, just do things for fun, not always just for business and growth and money. I want to enjoy things a little bit more this year. So I launched a Reiki and restorative yoga class because I'm also a yoga teacher. If you didn't know that, I am trained in Vinyasa, aerial yoga, the one where you hang from the silks, and also restorative. I used to teach a lot, but then Medium in the Middle kind of blew up and I didn't have as much time to teach. And I was like, you know what? I still love yoga. I can still do this sometimes. So I went to a local studio and we launched a restorative yoga class, Rejuvenate and Restore, where I'll be doing Reiki on the people when they're doing the class. Anyways, this is all to say, my first little note going in my joy jar is that event sold out in less than 3 days. So I'm celebrating as I put that in the joy jar. So just a reminder, number 1, start your joy jar. Number 2, add your joy to it. I kept thinking, like, what do I put in there? Like, what are the qualifications? And then I thought, well, this is a good thing to start with. So add to your joy jar, friends. Don't forget. Okay, a few quick announcements. You asked for mediumship practice circles, and I delivered. There are 3 coming up, January, February, and March. They are all levels welcome. No mediumship experience is necessary. We are all just trying our best. You will be giving a 20-minute reading, and you will also receive a 20-minute reading from someone practicing. So if you want to join the January one, it's this weekend on the 21st. There are a few spots left. It's almost sold out. But it's really nice because I will set you up with some recommendations before we start. You'll go into your breakout groups, and then we'll all chat about it at the end. And honestly, that's where the magic happens, when you get to hear what other people experience, what they went through, how spirit came through for them. Usually people feel very validated, seen, and heard. So if you want to jump in on that, no experience necessary. I'll leave the links down below. For Reiki trainings, I have a Reiki level 2 coming up on February 10th and 11th. There is still a few spots left in that, and same with level 1, February 24th and 25th. If you are looking to learn Reiki this year, that course has a few spots left, not very many, but it is a great time to learn. I love the first little bit of the year learning something new, because then you have all year to practice. So I'll leave all those links down below in the show notes. But let's start off with how this podcast came to be inspired, I will say. So if you don't know, I have a little dog. He is a Yorkie, and his name is Archie, and he is 2.5. He's the best dog in the whole world, and he's the cutest dog in the whole world, and you can't tell me different. I know all dog owners will say that he is the best. And we have a little dog shop here in Banff, and there's a lady there who does dog training. And there's a few things that Archie does that I thought I could use some help with training and just get some tips. I listen to podcasts, I watch YouTube, I try to get tips online, but I was like, you know what? I just need her to come to my house and tell me what to do so that I can break some of these behaviors. So the first time she came to the house, she met Archie. She was just like, oh, he's so nice. He's so happy. He's so well-mannered. He's such a good dog. She's like, what did you hire me for? I told her the few things that I wanted to work on, and she's like, okay, but like those are all normal things. I was like, I know, but like, for example, when my friends come over, he barks and he jumps. Now I know he's a very small dog. He's 8 pounds, but he just like freaks out. He gets so excited. He loves when people come over, and it's just like this chaos every time I open the door. So I was like, I need him to like calm down, not jump, not bark. Like I want him to lay in his bed while, people come in and take their shoes off. So there's a few things like that. When we were walking, he was barking at other dogs. So she gave me some tips, but the whole time she was like, he's just so good. He's just so great. Like, he's the best dog that I have to train. Why did you hire me? And I didn't think anything of it at the time. So my next story is I am doing some kind of coaching trading with a friend. So we're just doing hour for hour. She's helping me in my business. I'm helping her in her business. We both kind of coach in different capacities. Mentor. I don't really like the word coach. I'm a mentor. She is a coach. So we're trading time. And during one of our sessions, she asked me this question, and I wrote it down, and I was thinking about it later on, and now it is just looping in my head constantly. She asked me this simple question. She said, Steph, are you always this hard on yourself? And I laughed, and I was like, I'm not hard on myself. What are you talking about? And I immediately thought about all the times that I tell my clients and my mentees and anyone that I work with, like, hey, you're being really hard on yourself. I think you need to chill. Hey, it's okay. You're doing your best. I think it's okay. I'm always telling people that they don't need to be so hard on themselves. And then when she said that to me, it just started the wheels turning. And I was like, why did she say that? And it was at a time when she was like, wow, you're really organized. And I was like, well, I have to be organized. I was like, my energy always has to be top notch. I was like, I have to have good sleep. I have to eat good food. I have to go to the gym. I have to be in a good mood. My space has to be clean. I was like, I am holding energy for so many people. I have to have the best energy all the time. I can't get tired. I can't get sick. I don't take breaks. I don't cancel. I don't show up late. Nothing. I was like, I'm always in a good mood. I'm always happy. I'm always well fed. I'm always well rested. I always go to the gym. I go to yoga 4 times a week. I go to the gym 5. And I was like, oh. But then I was like, well, I have to be this way in order to continue to, perform the way I want to perform and be the person that I want to be. But there's also negative side effects to that where, I feel like I need to deserve rest. So that's another thing I'm working on for the new year is just resting without feeling like I need to deserve it. So yesterday I had a day off, and my goal was to just sit on the couch all day. Not do anything. I didn't have to clean or do laundry or meal prep for the week or go grocery shopping or, prepare for the week so that I'm all set up and do all the laundry and clean the whole house and scrub the bathroom floors. And, while I'm at it, I might as well walk the dog, and then I should go do these errands that I need to do. Or I could do nothing and just serve myself by giving myself rest. So I've been really trying to do these shifts. But the third kind of nail in the coffin for this, me realizing that I needed to chill out and not be so hard on myself, was when I originally booked Archie in for his training. I knew one session obviously wasn't going to be enough, so she offered a package of 2 sessions. So I bought the second session. So she came recently, and she's like, oh, I'm here to see my favorite client, Archie. She's like, he's so good. She was like, I was with a client yesterday, and they were asking me, what are the other dogs like? And she was saying, well, I'm seeing Archie tomorrow, and I don't even know why she hired me. He's a really nice dog. He's really great. He's well behaved. He's so happy. She's saying all these nice things about Archie. If you guys know me, I'm not the greatest at saying compliments or receiving compliments. And I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, yes, Archie is all those things. I actually say daily affirmations to Archie. It's how I work on getting better. So I say, Archie, you're the cutest boy in the world, and everybody likes you, and you're funny, and you're nice. And I just say whatever comes to mind, but I go on and on. I said, and you're really cute. You look nice in your sweater, and you're a good boy, and other dogs like to play with you, and you have a good personality, and you're nice, and you're handsome, and you're funny, and you play nice, and I just keep going, and I tell him all his affirmations. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. So she was saying all these things, and I was like, I know, Arch is the best. And a few more times when we were practicing things, she just kept saying, like, why did you hire me? Like, he's great. He doesn't need these things. And then she left, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just as hard on my dog as I am on myself. I was like, I have these giant expectations of him and what he has to be. He has to be perfect. When someone comes to the door, he needs to not bark and go in his bed. And he needs to not jump. And he needs to, when we're walking around town, he can't bark at other dogs. And he shouldn't jump on people. And I just realized I had such high expectations for him as well. And I thought, wow, not only am I being hard on myself, I'm also being hard on my dog. And holding him to some crazy perfect expectations. And like the trainer said, she's like, you can always make him a better dog. It's good to have him work on new tricks. It's good to, mentally work with him. She's like, but he is a really good dog. And I was like, oh, I'm not like saying he's not a good dog, but I was like, the words I said was, but he could be better. And I think we get trapped in that, like, but I could be better, but I could be doing more. But if I'm not perfect, then, dun, dun, dun. And I'd like totally see that in myself. Like once she said that to me, why are you always this hard on yourself? Just everything I do started playing in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, like everything I do has to be perfect. Everything. Not just in business, like in my personal life. Like I don't forget things. I don't lose things. I always have whatever you need. I'm always planning ahead. I'm always thinking about everything. I always have everything set up. I always have to do things to the best of my ability. If there's certain things that I like won't do over again, like for example, videos or pictures, I'm a one-shot wonder. I do it once and I just take it for as it is. But there's a lot of things that I'm like, nope, and I'm going to do this again. No, I can make this better. No, I cannot launch this until it's absolutely perfect. And learning to like do things and complete them. Done is better than perfect. I had that sticky note on my desk for I think a year and a half. Done is better than perfect. Put it out into the world. And I just wanted to remind you in the second week of January at the start of a new year that you don't have to be perfect. The only one expecting you to be perfect is you. The only person holding you to these high standards is you. And if that is causing you harm, you are only the person that can, release those standards and give yourself a break and not have to earn rest. And your dog doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if he jumps because he's so excited that your friend is coming over. And I was like, I want him to be excited. I don't want him to not be excited that someone's here. Like all my friends love Arch. Like they walk in the door and they're like, Archie, and he's going nuts and I'm yelling to shut up. And it's this whole symphony of yelling and jumping and excitement. But I was like, I actually really like that. And I'm sitting here trying to be like, changing things. So I wanted to come on here and just ask you if you're being too hard on yourself. Now, this doesn't mean that I want you to throw away all your standards, but I also feel like we need to know when we are being too hard on ourselves, when we need to be a little bit more hard on ourselves, or when we need to be more lenient. Again, another thing that kind of brought this to light is I work out 5 days a week. I am already gluten-free and dairy-free, but it kind of forces me to like watch what I eat, you could say. So I'm always like trying to eat healthy. I don't eat dessert very often, just because it doesn't make me feel good. And if I don't feel good, then it starts the whole cycle of then I feel lazy, then I'm not working hard enough, blah, blah, blah. But over Christmas, I was like, I'm giving myself permission to eat as much as I want. If I want 2 pieces of pie, that's okay. If I want to eat all the vegan cheese, that's okay. If we're eating vegan cheese for dinner with some crackers and some jelly, that's okay. And I had to like give myself this permission slip of being like, it is the holidays. You can be full of cheese and pie, and that's okay. It's not all year round. And it just felt so good to like feel like I could eat whatever I want without guilt, feel like I could sit around on the couch without guilt, feel like everything didn't have to be perfectly cleaned and the pillows were perfectly fluffed and the blanket was the way I wanted it all the time. I was like, I'm just going to lay here and enjoy this space with this cheese on this cracker. And I think those permission slips have really made me feel less, I want to say stressed, but I don't actually feel stressed, but it does make me feel more high strung, I guess you could say, of like, go, 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 gotta make this better, gotta be the best. So I wanted to bring this to you on the podcast at the beginning of January because there's a lot out in the world of New Year's resolutions, New Year, New You. You have to start a workout regime, you have to lose 50 pounds, you have to do all these things, and it's like, why? Do you want those things? Are they making you happy? I think you are probably fine on December 31st and you don't need to change everything. Yes, striving to be better is great. Always strive to be better. But sometimes there's seasons of nothingness and no growth, and that's also okay and normal. And we don't need to be too hard on ourselves when it comes to those things. So as I sit here and give myself permission slips, I wanted to remind you that be mindful in your life where you're being too hard on yourselves, your dog, your expectation of maybe your kids, of everyone, always doing things perfect. We're just humans. We're all just humans out here trying our best. We're all just, putting our effort in. And yeah, if you need a swift kick in the arse to get going, then hold yourself to high expectations. But sometimes it's like, yeah, and good job. Let's take a little chill. So that's what we're doing over here at Medium in the Middle HQ. We're taking the pressure off. We're working on things. We're not always picture perfect, 100% done and dusted. We are working on things to get better, which was another thing kind of, again, looping around to this joy jar. I was like, well, what qualifies something going in the joy jar? It's like, hey, I get to qualify what goes in the joy jar. Doesn't have to be these big monumentous events. And while I do think selling out a workshop is a big monumentous event, it's still like, hey, that's worth putting in the jar. I don't have to have this high standard of now what goes in this jar and I'm not going to put anything in it. So I'm really trying to lighten up. It's okay to chill sometimes. Sometimes we're going hard and sometimes we're sitting on the couch staring at the wall. So I wanted to bring that to you at the beginning of January and give you a little permission to chill. You don't have to have all your goals done. You don't have to know what your whole year looks like. You don't have to have every vacation planned. You don't have to change everything about you. You're great. You're fine. You can keep getting better throughout the year. You're not going to have it all done by Feb 1st. So I hope this kind of is a big exhale. You can relax as you think about what you have coming up this year. It's not a race. It is a marathon. It takes a long time. Anyways, before I leave you, I do just want to tell you about my business mastermind, the Middler Mastermind. It is a 6-month business mastermind for any spiritual business, any one-on-one service-based business. So if you have a business, if you work one-on-one with people, this is for you to help you grow your business in 2024, making it your best year yet. It is for anyone that wants to take their side hustle to their main hustle. Even if you just want more about business, we cover growing your business. We cover goals. We talk about money. We talk about branding. We talk about one-on-one work. We talk about group work. We talk about how to do workshops. We talk about how to make workshops, how to get people in your workshops, marketing, getting more clients, finding your ideal clients, all of the fun stuff. And then you also get to be with a group of other individuals who are all just like you in the same boat, starting off their business, figuring everything out, having lots of questions. Lots of beautiful things happen in a mastermind. So we're going to start meeting once a month starting in February to July. I have the entire schedule listed out on my website if you're interested. There's only 12 spots available, and I run this mastermind once a year. You get the monthly meetings included. They're 90-minute sessions where I will lecture on a topic, and then we also have time to talk with each other, get to know each other, ask your questions, use the 12 minds in the group to solve your problems. 12 minds are better than one, I promise. And then you also get to connect with the members. There's a group chat that I'm also in where you can ask questions all month long. And then you also get an audit included. So I will either audit your Instagram or your website, whatever you feel will be more beneficial for you. Anyways, I run this once a year. Doors are open until those 12 spots are taken. We start February 8th. I look forward to seeing you in there. I will leave all the links you need down below in the show notes. If you haven't already, I would love and appreciate a rating and review on this podcast. If you click follow, I release new episodes every Wednesday. I will see you in between episodes over on Instagram. I post a lot of fun content over there at Medium in the Middle. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope this episode helped you and supported you. Send it to someone who maybe needs a little reminder, a little permission slip. See you next Wednesday. Bye.